From Izibusiso Zethu on Facebook. Okay, who is XXX Tentacion? I was actually curious about him for a while, but I wouldn't check him out until recently. I listened to Sad, Jocelyn Flores, and Moonlight before I recorded um this session because I wanted to get into his headspace for a bit before I started talking about him, which I will do right now. Based on what I heard and what I've read about him, I want to say that I admire and respect how he turned tragedy into music. It's like he poured his life force into it, so much that his soul speaks when you listen. My personal favorite song is Hope from his sophomore album. Okay. Next, from TikTok, we have Dan Marion Rain 26. How does a man with no hand scratch his ball if it's itchy? Okay, first of all, I'm judging you. But to answer your question, you ask for help. I don't know if you're in an assisted living facility or you'll figure it out. Okay. Weird. And people wonder why I'm not active on Facebook and TikTok so much. All right, now we're gonna go to the questions from YouTube, where most of them are. Okay, let's get started. From Jack, place 1423. This is one of our YouTube members. Why did you choose PSN as your channel name? Okay, I chose the channel name because it's the word passion without the extra letters. That's what I was thinking when I decided on a name back in 2020, months after COVID. I didn't know at the time that PlayStation was abbreviated as PSN. I went for it, and now I would get like every now and then PlayStation. But that's not, it's just passion without the extra letters. I chose it because I want the name to remind me of what of the reason why I got into YouTube, which is this is a passion project. I wanted to turn my passion into a career. There. Next is from Darwin. How often do you play Unite? Nowadays, I play it as like filler content. There's a lot going on in Legend ZA, and when that's not the case, I play Pokemon Unite. So not so often nowadays. What is your real name and age? This is from Rage-of-Mewtwo, also known as Stabber. My real name is Wayne, like Wayne. Wayne. Age, I am 28 years old as of this recording. Next, from Glitched. How often do you face a crash out when playing Pokemon Unite? When the patch went live, it was like 1 in 5 games, but now it's less often, but it's still happening. Pokemon Unite, if you're watching, it is still happening. Next is from Amy Decker. Generic question, but what kind of music do you like? My Spotify Wrapped says the music that I like can be categorized as soft pop. Think Ariana Grande, Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift. They fall into that category. And that makes sense because I am so like hooked on Eternal Sunshine, Ari's album, and she also has Wicked going on at the moment. So it's Ari. Ari, if you're watching, hi. Keep making music. I love it so much. But I also want to say that I am eclectic. I hope I'm using the right word. As long as there's something for me that I can relate to, it doesn't matter who the artist is or how long ago the song was released. I will listen to it and I will add it on my playlist. Yes. Okay. And next, this is from Pedro. What was the reason to start YouTube, and do you ever see yourself moving from away the community? Sorry. What was the reason again? From Pedro, what was the reason to start YouTube, and do you ever see yourself moving away from the community? If so, will it be a slow transition or a fast transition? Okay, first question. The reason I wanted to start YouTube is because the job that I was at before I was a YouTuber was not like fulfilling me professionally. Like it provides money for the bills and what have you. A lot of financial comfort from it. But creatively, what I really wanted to do, it didn't really align. No matter how well I performed, it didn't do anything for me, like artistically. And to some, it might seem like, mm, but you're already making money, so what's the problem? Like that part is like for surviving, but I guess to put it short, I was surviving, not thriving. Yeah, just to put it in as few words as possible. Second question: do you ever see yourself moving away from the community? I don't know about moving away. That's kind of a strong word. Maybe I do want to take breaks here and then because, streaming for 3 hours at a time, sometimes twice a day, it's exhausting. I can see myself like going for breaks, which could take longer and longer as I get as I become a more seasoned YouTuber. It will be a slow transition because, like I told you, this is what I see myself doing for a long time. It will be a slow transition, and I guess the important thing for the community listening right now, you will be informed, okay? Like whatever is going on with PSN or myself, you will be informed. I will be communicating adequately, and you are welcome to ask questions like this because you deserve to know the answers. Next is from Wisteria, the shiny Wooper. Hi, Wooper. First of all, I would like to thank Wooper and Noah for dropping by our last stream. They were part of the small group of people who were with me when I was still grinding to become part of the YouTube Partner Program. And it's only natural for community members to outgrow a content creator's, you know, content. And I see that they're like doing their own thing, but it's nice that every once in a while they come back to visit and play Pokemon with me. I love it so much. But the question is, when did you start to like Pokemon? I did not like Pokemon myself. It was introduced to me by my brother when we were kids. Rough estimate is around 8-ish years old. There were like 150 Pokemon to my knowledge back then. And I was curious, like the designs. I was fascinated by the lore, but I didn't know how it worked. It was around the early to late 2000s when I had to install Pokemon Red somehow on our family computer. I played Pokemon Red and I liked it. Yes, that's the story. And the next one is from Camille. You used to do Sword and Shield streams, am I right? That's correct. And the reason I'm not doing it as often is because, well, Sword and Shield has run its course. Right now, the main game is Legends EA. But from time to time, when there's not much to do in the current game, we would do shiny hunts in the Dynamax Adventures. I remember I used to do S- Scarlet and Violet BP farming streams, but then we would get tired of it. And then somebody proposed a Dynamax Adventures, and we can do that again. Right now, I'm doing my living decks in Legends EA. Once that's done, I don't know what else there is to do for me, so perhaps we can go back to Sword and Shield streams, Dynamax Adventures specifically. All right. We also have questions from Discord. From Chaos, what's your favorite Pokemon? It's Fluttermane. Mainly because Scarlet and Violet changed my life. It uh, skyrocketed my YouTube career. And Fluttermane was a huge part of that because I had Violet as my main game, so I couldn't have gotten Fluttermane myself. But I did have a friend named Abu. If you're watching, hi, thank you so much for trading me. I named her Malt, and she's my golden child. Thank you. Yes. So the next two questions are from Noah, also known as the best Beyblader. Can I join the podcast for an episode? The answer is yes, but I would like to ask, and you can like send this to me in a direct message on Discord. Like, how would you like to do it? What format do we follow? Any specific themes? And I did a podcast episode with Norai, one of our community members, a while back. Do you want to do it like that, or just talk to me? Let's discuss the details and make it happen. Also, I will treat it as an official collaboration, and it will be a featured alongside my other collaborations. Like, say for example, the Christmas special with Full Films It and Red Bug that we just hosted. Answer is yes. Just let's just sort the details. Next, what type of music is your favorite? Um, whatever, as long as the song can fit a specific mood that I have. Say, for example, I'm working on something like a video. I would want something that I could put on loop and not get tired with. Um, I think the last song that I had on loop for hours on end was Ghost by Justin Bieber. I was doing it while I was making thumbnails for Legends EA. Gosh, I was in the zone that night. Yeah, Ghost by Justin Bieber. Canada is so lucky to have him. Okay, next from Ace the Poop. What made you start loving Pokemon? I like that there's a little something for everyone. If you're a competitive person, you can do VGC. If you're a collector, you can do shiny hunts, alpha hunts, shalfa hunts. If you're a casual player, you can just go through the story and go on picnics, take pictures with friends, join union circles. A little bit of something for everyone. I like that. In all of the Pokemon games you play, which Pokemon do you love the most that you have? Fluttermane. You have to understand, Fluttermane is not only like valuable because it's from a trade. I got it from a friend. Also, she's pretty and she's strong competitively. Like, what more can you ask for? She can do it all. Yes? Hashtag Team Malt all the way. And last question from Ace. What countries have you been to? Just my home country, the Philippines. I have never been on a plane or a ship. Yeah, only the Philippines. But I do have a list of countries that I want to go to someday. It's Japan. I want to try out their food and their culture, ramen specifically. Italy. I want to go where spaghetti, my favorite food, originated. Also pizza. Switzerland. It is a very small country with sceneries that look like straight out of a fairy tale. I want to visit, have a look around, and maybe have a Sound of Music moment on the Swiss Alps or what have you. I don't know. I want to be carefree in the Swiss Alps someday. Next is the UK. I want to see the famous landmarks, Stonehenge, the castle, and what have you. And then Canada. I also want to be in Canada. Noah recently shared pictures from a mountain adventure that he had with his family. The sceneries were stunning. And he also said that Canada is known for many beautiful lakes. I look forward to taking pictures and videos on that as well and experiencing it for myself. And lastly is the USA, particularly in Louisiana, because I want to try out authentic gumbo and beignet. And the last question from Discord is by Mr. Rhythm. Do you have a favorite hobby? I like a good movie or a TV series. The last that I saw was Boots, not for children. And Welcome to Derry. That was the last one from Netflix that I saw. I also am looking forward to Wednesday season 3, among others. But yeah, a good movie or TV series is definitely right up my alley. As for movies specifically, I like horror movies. And the last ones that I've seen on the cinema was The Conjuring, Last Rites, as well as Final Destination Bloodlines. Definitely recommend. Feel free to comment like movie recommendations or series recommendations. I'm constantly looking for things to watch. Also, music has been mentioned several times in this uh podcast episode. I'm gonna send a link to my playlist in case anybody's interested, so you could have like specifics of what songs I usually. Another hobby of mine is trying out local cuisine. Like for the most part, I love Jollibee, like the unofficial national fast food chain of the Philippines. But I found that cuisines from our local vendors are much more cozy and they're not mass produced. So I feel like there's more love and intention into making it. I love it. Definitely recommend. You can still eat at your favorite restaurants, but don't sleep on your local cuisine. Support local, yay. I also love cooking with rare slash expensive ingredients because I've seen an anime on Netflix called Food Wars, not for children. And I like how they hired professional uh chefs to consult in the dishes that they've featured. Not only were the dishes beautiful and they look delicious, but they also explained how they were made, and it's fascinating to me. I try to like implement some of the concepts I've learned in my home cooking. All right. And that is all of our questions for this episode. Thank you so much to our channel members for all that you do. Thank you for watching. And before we wrap up, I would like to ask for something important. By January 15th of 2026, we have to move to another house and I actually need help earning $200 US so I can take care of some security deposit as well as internet relocation costs so I can continue creating content while we physically move our belongings. If you're willing and able to help, please send them to my PayPal account. The email is thepsnchannel@gmail.com. All lowercase, no spaces, and I'll drop whatever it is that I'm doing to prioritize requests from our generous donors. All right? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!